The year was 1945. World War II had finally ended, and a wave of relief and joy washed over America. In Fayetteville, West Virginia, the Sodder family prepared for Christmas. George and Jenny Sodder, with their 10 children, were excited for Christmas Eve. The younger ones eagerly awaited Santa Claus. The house was filled with the scent of pine and handmade ornaments. Laughter and carols filled the room. The children could barely contain their excitement. Sylvia begged Marion to read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." This Christmas Eve would be remembered for an unspeakable tragedy. A series of events would unfold, baffling investigators for decades. Their peaceful world was about to be turned upside down. The Sodder children's story is a testament to love and the pursuit of truth. Around midnight, a strange occurrence jolted the family awake. The phone rang, but when Jenny answered, all she heard was a man's voice, unfamiliar and unsettling, followed by laughter and the clinking of glasses. She hung up, dismissing it as a wrong number, but the unsettling feeling lingered. Later, as the older children drifted off to sleep in the attic, George and Jenny settled down for the night. Before joining his wife upstairs, George checked the fire in the living room stove, ensuring it was banked for the night, and locked the front door. Hours later, a sharp crackle and the smell of smoke roused Jenny from her sleep. It was 12:30 a.m., and the house was eerily dark. To her horror, she realized the phone line was dead, and the house was quickly filling with smoke. She screamed for George, who awoke with a start. Disoriented and struggling to breathe, they stumbled through the smoke-filled house, gathering Marion and Sylvia, who had been sleeping downstairs. George frantically searched for a ladder he kept outside to reach the children sleeping in the attic, but it was gone. Panic surged through him as he realized the fire was spreading rapidly, blocking the staircase to the upstairs bedrooms. He called out to his children, his voice hoarse with fear and desperation, but there was no response. The fire raged, fueled by the dry wood of the house and fanned by a strong wind. Flames licked at the walls, casting grotesque shadows that danced menacingly in the night. The terrified cries of the trapped children were lost in the roar of the fire, a symphony of destruction that echoed through the night. As dawn broke, revealing the charred remains of the Sodder home, a chilling realization gripped George and Jenny. 5 of their children were missing. The fire had consumed everything, leaving behind only ashes and debris. Frantically, they searched through the rubble, their hearts pounding with a mixture of hope and dread. But as the hours stretched on, their hope dwindled with each passing moment. The local fire department, small and ill-equipped, conducted a cursory search of the ashes. They found no trace of the missing children, no bones, no teeth, no sign of the horrible fate that should have awaited them in the inferno. The fire chief, a man named F.B. Taylor, offered a chillingly simple explanation. The fire, he declared, had been so intense that it had completely incinerated the missing children. But George and Jenny refused to accept this. They knew their children. They would never have slept through the commotion, and something about the fire chief's certainty didn't sit right. The Sodders began their own investigation, questioning neighbors, contacting relatives, and chasing down every lead, determined to uncover the truth. Driven by grief and a sliver of hope, the Sodders consulted with a funeral director. He explained that even in the most intense fires, human bones remain. The fire chief's explanation rang hollow. Determined to find their children, the Sodders hired a private investigator who unearthed a series of unsettling discoveries. Witnesses reported seeing the missing children in a car that was speeding away from the fire. Others claimed to have spotted them at a nearby diner, accompanied by unfamiliar adults. The Sodders were relentless. They contacted the FBI, but their pleas for a full investigation were dismissed, their case deemed a local matter. Undeterred, they began a tireless campaign, distributing thousands of flyers with their children's pictures, their pleas for information echoing across state lines. Years passed, and the Sodder children remained missing. The mystery deepened, fueled by a string of bizarre occurrences and unsettling clues. The lack of any human remains in the fire debris haunted the Sodders. It became a symbol of the unanswered questions that plagued them, a constant reminder of the mystery that consumed their lives. The fire chief's explanation, once a chilling possibility, now seemed ludicrous. The Sodders clung to the hope that their children were alive, their disappearance a cruel puzzle waiting to be solved. Section 5. Whispers in the Wind, Theories and Speculations. As the years passed, Fayetteville became a breeding ground for theories, each more outlandish than the last. Some whispered of a vengeful act, pointing to Georgia's outspoken criticism of Mussolini's regime in their native Italy. Others suggested the children had been abducted by a traveling circus, their disappearance a cruel twist of fate. The most persistent theory pointed to arson, and suspicion fell on a local group with ties to organized crime. They had allegedly approached George about joining their insurance scam ring, and his refusal, some believed, had deadly consequences. The missing ladder, the cut phone line, the mysterious phone call on Christmas Eve, all pointed to something more sinister than a simple house fire. Each new theory offered a flicker of hope, a chance that their children were still alive. But each lead led to a dead end, leaving the Sodders with more questions than answers. Section 6. A Glimmer of Hope, a Lifetime of Searching. In the years that followed, the Sodders received several tantalizing leads, each offering a glimmer of hope in their desperate search. A woman in Texas claimed that their daughter Betty was living with her. A schoolteacher in Kentucky believed she had taught Louis. Each tip was thoroughly investigated, each dead end another crushing blow to the family's hope. Despite the setbacks, George and Jenny never gave up hope. They poured their life savings into their search, following every lead, no matter how far-fetched. They erected a billboard near the site of their burned-down home, its message a constant plea for information. What was the fate of our children? Kidnapped, murdered, or still living? The billboard became a haunting landmark, a symbol of the family's enduring love and their refusal to let the world forget their missing children. Section 7. The Sodder Family. Haunted by loss, fueled by hope. The disappearance of the 5 Sodder children cast a long shadow over the family. The holidays, once a time for joy, became a painful reminder of their loss. George, once a jovial and hard-working man, became withdrawn, haunted by the events of that night. Jenny, her heart heavy with grief, never stopped searching for her children, her love for them a beacon that refused to be extinguished. The remaining Sodder children grew up surrounded by the mystery of their siblings' disappearance. They carried the weight of their parents' grief, their own childhoods forever marked by the absence of their brothers and sisters. Yet, they also inherited their parents' determination, vowing to continue the search, to keep their siblings' memory alive, and to one day bring them home. The Sodder family story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the power of love to endure even the most unimaginable loss. It is a story of hope, of a family's unwavering belief that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, the truth will one day be revealed. Section 8, 79 Years of Silence. Will the truth ever emerge? 79 years have passed since that fateful Christmas Eve in Fayetteville. The Sodder children are still missing, their disappearance a haunting reminder of the mysteries that endure, unresolved, defying explanation. The passage of time has done little to dim the memory of the 5 children who vanished without a trace, leaving behind a void that time cannot fill. Over the decades, the case has been revisited by amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike, each hoping to uncover the truth. Despite numerous leads, countless hours of investigation, and advancements in forensic technology, the mystery remains. The official explanation that the children perished in the fire remains unsatisfactory, riddled with inconsistencies and unanswered questions. Will the truth ever emerge from the ashes of that Christmas Eve fire? Will the Sodder children, frozen in time as innocent faces on missing person posters, ever find their way home, even if only in the hearts and minds of those who refuse to let their story fade away? Section 9. The Legacy of the Sodder Children. The disappearance of the Sodder children is more than just a cold case. It is a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the randomness of fate, and the enduring power of hope. It is a story that continues to captivate and haunt, its unanswered questions echoing across the decades. Despite the lack of answers, the Sodder children have left an indelible mark on the world. Their story serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that even in the safety of our homes, tragedy can strike when we least expect it. More importantly, their story is a testament to the power of family, the unwavering love of parents for their children, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. The Sodders' relentless pursuit of the truth, their refusal to accept defeat, serves as an inspiration to all who seek justice for those who have vanished without a trace. The mystery of the Sodder children may never be solved, but their story continues to remind us that hope never dies, even in the face of the unknown. It compels us to hold our loved ones close, to cherish every moment, and to never give up hope. For even in the darkest of nights, a single spark of hope can burn bright.